Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing something kind of different. We're always looking for those hidden gems online, like those crazy deals that make you feel like you outsmarted the system.
Right.
So get this, this time our deep dive is going to be exploring this service that basically says, "Hey, we'll find the deals for you."
Oh, interesting. What's the catch, though?
Yeah, that's what we're going to try to figure out, right? Is there a catch or not?
Yeah.
We're diving into a couple episodes of this podcast, Smart Buys with NewGenBox, and what caught my eye about it was that it's all about finding deals on Amazon
Oh, yeah.
and ClickBank.
Oh, wow.
Now, I know you're probably no stranger to, finding a good deal on Amazon.
Yeah, everyone loves a good Amazon deal.
But ClickBank, I feel like, is a little more niche, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely ClickBank. It's kind of its own world. It's interesting because it's more like digital products and courses,
Right.
like, those make money online programs or like weight loss ebooks, that kind of stuff. Not really something you just casually browse for.
Exactly. And so right off the bat, I'm thinking like, okay, who are they targeting with this, this combination of Amazon and ClickBank?
Yeah.
And the host of the podcast, Smart Buys, is it like super high energy?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're constantly talking about how NewGenBox is going to save you time, A&D money. And they keep saying they have access to these exclusive discounts and secret sales.
Mhm.
Makes you wonder, how do they do that?
Right. Yeah. Where are they getting this information from?
Yeah.
Are these deals actually exclusive or is it just like marketing?
Right. It's a good tactic, though, because then you think, oh, I got to find out about these secret sales.
For sure. It definitely makes you curious.
But let's get down to, what are the deals we're actually talking about?
Okay. Yeah.
So in one of the episodes, they're talking about things like wireless charging stands and fitness trackers from Amazon.
Okay.
Pretty standard, for deal hunters.
Yeah.
But then they jump to a digital marketing course on ClickBank.
Wow. So it's like a mix
Yeah.
of physical products and digital.
That's what I find so interesting. It's not just random deals.
Right.
They're pairing these products strategically,
It's interesting.
Almost like they're trying to create this package like, oh, you want a fitness tracker?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about a weight loss supplement to go with it?
I see. So they're playing on different motivations.
Yeah.
Like someone might come for the practical gadget from Amazon,
Yeah.
but then they get exposed to these ClickBank products that are more about aspirations or anxieties.
Right.
Like I want to improve myself or I want to make more money or I want to lose weight fast.
It's like they're creating this whole one-stop shop kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a lifestyle they're selling.
Yeah, you come for the deals, but you stay for the, curated lifestyle.
Exactly. They're not
Mhm.
just selling products. They're selling a vision, like a better, more optimized.
And then in another episode, they do a similar thing, but this time it's all about, health and wellness. So they've got apple cider vinegar gummies and a digital scale from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And then get this, paired with a metabolism booster and probiotics from ClickBank.
Wow. So it's like they're creating a narrative
Yeah.
around each product pairing,
Huh.
like
Yeah.
suggesting that these things work together to help you achieve a specific goal.
Right, you buy the scale, but you also need the metabolism booster to reach your target weight.
Exactly. It's interesting.
So it's not even just about convenience anymore. It's
Mhm.
about creating a need for multiple products.
Yeah, like suddenly you don't just need the scale.
Right.
You need the supplement too.
It's pretty clever,
It is. Yeah. I wonder how effective it is.
right? Me too. I mean, they're definitely hitting on those psychological triggers,
For sure.
Who doesn't want a secret sale or a shortcut to a better life?
That's true. But that's also where things get a little more complicated, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is where things get a little tricky, and we need to really unpack this. Is this ethical? Is this actually beneficial for consumers, or is this just a really clever way to boost sales?
Right. Let's dig into that.
Okay, let's get into it. So we've seen how NewGenBox is putting these deals together, and they're not just random hope. They're pairing stuff up like physical products with digital products, and often kind of playing to people's hopes and fears,
Right.
and creating that gotta get it now feeling with these secret sales.
Mm-hmm.
But let's play devil's advocate here for a sec.
Right.
What are some of the downsides, potentially to this whole approach?
Well, I mean, first of all, like this whole exclusive discount thing, it could just be a marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Like, how do we really know these deals are actually exclusive?
Right.
Maybe you could find the same thing. Or even better, if you just did a little searching on your own.
That's a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, especially when they're like, oh, this is a limited time offer.
Exactly. And even if the deals are good, there's still the
Mhm.
question of, do you actually need this stuff?
Yeah.
Are you buying it because it solves a problem for you?
Hmm.
Or are you just like falling for the marketing and buying on impulse?
Yeah, it's almost like they're creating a shopping list for you
Right.
based on what they think you should want or need.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, it could be helpful for some people,
Yeah.
but it could also lead to like overspending or just buying stuff that
Yeah.
ends up, sitting around collecting dust.
Exactly. And there's also the risk of becoming too reliant on one source for deals.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you only focus on NewGenBox, you might miss out on even better deals somewhere else,
Right.
or products that might actually be a better fit for you, but they just don't happen to be featured, in their little curated package.
It's like putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, you're limiting your options.
You're kind of narrowing your perspective.
Hmm.
I know for me personally, like, I kind of enjoy the thrill of the hunt,
Oh, yeah.
like comparing prices, reading reviews, and finding those like hidden gems on my own.
Yeah, there's definitely satisfaction in that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just being told what to buy. You're actually making choices,
Yeah, right.
based on your own research.
Exactly. It's empowering.
Yeah.
But let's be real, sometimes that research can be super overwhelming.
Oh, totally.
There are just so many options out there,
It's true.
and it takes forever to like sift through it all.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of the appeal of a service like NewGenBox. They
Mhm.
do all the work for you.
Yeah, the convenience is definitely a big factor.
For sure. And for some people, you know, if they really value efficiency,
Uh-huh.
then that's a huge selling point.
Absolutely.
But I think it's about finding that balance, right?
Eager, yeah.
Like you gain convenience,
Mm-hmm.
but you might be sacrificing some control over your choices.
Right.
You might miss out on that like joy of discovering something new on your own.
Yeah.
And you might be more likely to buy stuff impulsively,
Mm-hmm.
if you're constantly being presented with these like must-have deals.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So it's about being aware of those trade-offs, I think.
I think so too. It's about being a conscious consumer,
Yeah.
understanding how things work and making choices that are right for you.
Exactly.
Like, what are your values?
Mhm.
What are your priorities?
Okay, so let's say someone is intrigued by NewGenBox. They're
Right.
thinking about checking it out. What are some things they should keep in mind?
Well, first and foremost,
Yeah.
I think they need to be honest with themselves about their shopping habits.
Oh, that's so important.
Like,
Yeah.
are you someone who tends to buy things on impulse?
Yeah.
Do you have a budget?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have a service that's constantly showing you these tempting deals,
Right.
it can be really easy to overspend.
It's like having your own personal enabler for your shopping addiction.
Exactly. You got to have some willpower.
Yeah.
And you got to be clear about what you actually need versus what you're being persuaded to want.
So true. And I think they should also look at like what kinds of products are being offered.
Yeah.
Does NewGenBox actually cater to their interests?
Right. If you're not into like, digital marketing courses or weight loss supplements, then
Yeah.
it might not be a good fit.
It goes back to that idea of like they're creating a shopping list for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if their list doesn't match up with what you actually want and need,
Yeah.
then you're going to end up with a bunch of stuff you don't even use.
And even if the categories do align,
Yeah.
I think it's still important to do your own research on the specific brands and products.
Yeah.
Are they reputable? Do they have good reviews?
Don't just take their word for it.
Exactly. Do your due diligence.
Shop around.
Compare prices, read reviews from different sources,
Mm.
make sure you're actually getting a good deal.
Yeah. And make sure it's a quality product too.
Exactly. And lastly, I think they should think about how much control they're comfortable giving up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Are they happy to let NewGenBox kind of curate their whole shopping experience?
Yeah.
Or do they prefer to be more hands-on in their decision-making?
I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer.
Uh-huh.
It's about personal preference.
But it is good to be aware of those trade-offs,
Absolutely. Make a conscious choice that works for you.
So it seems like there's a lot to think about before you jump into something like NewGenBox.
Yeah?
It's not just about getting deals. It's about understanding the psychology behind it all, the potential risks, and whether it really fits with like your values and how you like to shop.
Well said. Yeah, it's a really interesting look at how we buy things these days.
It is.
It raises some important questions about how we make decisions in this world where everything is curated and everyone is trying to sell us something.
All right. So we kind of shift gears a bit
Okay.
and look at the bigger picture of this whole curated shopping trend.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because this conversation is far from over. So we've spent a good chunk of time like really dissecting this NewGenBox thing,
Yeah.
analyzing how they do what they do and like what that means for shoppers. But I think it's time to like zoom out a little bit, you know?
I agree. Yeah, this isn't just about one service or one podcast.
Right,
It's
yeah.
like this whole trend we're seeing everywhere.
Yeah.
Curated experiences, personalized recommendations,
Yeah.
algorithms deciding what we see and what we buy.
It's true. We're just like bombarded with information and choices all the time.
Yeah,
And it's easy to get overwhelmed.
totally.
So it's kind of tempting to just let someone else make those decisions for us, you know?
Right.
Whether it's our shopping list or what news we read or even like what shows we watch.
It's like the appeal of simplicity,
Yeah.
in this world that's just so complex and overloaded.
It's like everyone's telling us to optimize our lives and hack our routines and find shortcuts to success.
Exactly.
And these curated services, they kind of tap into that. They promise to save us time and effort and even money.
Yeah, but what are we giving up in exchange for that,
That's the big question, right?
Are we becoming more passive?
Yeah.
Just accepting whatever's put in front of us?
Like, are we even thinking for ourselves anymore?
Right. Are we exploring other options?
I think about those times when I've like stumbled upon something new,
Uh-huh.
like a band or a book or even just like a product.
Yeah.
And I think like I never would have found that if I had just stuck to my usual like, curated feeds.
You lose that element of surprise.
Yeah, that's serendipity.
You're just stuck in this little bubble.
So always taking the same path instead of like venturing off into the unknown.
You might miss out on something amazing.
Yeah, and then there's the impact on like smaller businesses and independent creators,
Oh, right.
If we're all relying on these platforms that prioritize like the big brands and the popular stuff,
Right.
are we kind of hurting the little guys?
It's possible.
Yeah.
The algorithm favors what's already popular.
Right, it creates this cycle.
It makes it hard for anything new to break through.
It's like the difference between exploring a huge forest versus being stuck in a little garden.
I like that analogy.
They both have their good points, but the forest has way more potential for discovery.
Right. And it's a good reminder to be aware of what's influencing our choices.
Yeah.
To look for different perspectives and to support the businesses and creators that we believe in.
Okay, so let's bring it back to you, the listener.
All right.
We've talked a lot about this curated shopping model, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah. The big picture.
Yeah, so what do you think?
What stands out to you?
Does this whole thing resonate with you?
Are you tempted to try it out?
Would you let a service like NewGenBox make your shopping decisions for you?
Or are you feeling like you want to be more in control?
More discerning about what you buy?
Yeah, forge your own path.
Whatever your takeaway is.
Yeah.
We hope this deep dive has given you some things to think about.
Some new ways to look at online shopping.
And the choices we make every day.
Remember, knowledge is power.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
Use your purchasing power wisely.
That's all for this deep dive into the world of smart shopping secrets.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, be well and shop smart.